Yeah, my journey into drum and bass kind of started back in 2011, 2012 when I was hitting my first few raves and I was hearing drum and bass on a system for the first time. And that's where I kind of truly started to appreciate it for what it was, and I could hear it how it was meant to hit, how it was meant to be heard, basically. And then after that, I started producing it, researching it more, following more artists. I was looking into people like DJ Hazard, Taxman, DJ Hype, and sort of going backwards in time, starting off from what I was hearing in like 2011. So like obviously the stuff on Players, and then sort of researching the old school jungle scene, going backwards all the way to like Groove Riders, like years in the 1997 with his Prototype Recordings label and that sort of stuff. If I had to pick one year, I would love to revisit some raves from 2013 to 2014, especially a couple squat raves that I used to go to, such as like Dystopia, Generation Z, Shindig. I'd love to go to some players nights at Fabric back in like 2014. They were really good as well. But I don't know if I could be happy in just 1 year.
Let's get it on.
I would say my close friends inspire me quite a lot, especially Operate. He's been a close friend of mine throughout most of uni. I think whenever I hear his tunes, I'm like, damn, I need to go make some more shit. Obviously, I am inspired by all the big names as well, like people like Hazard, Tyke, massively. I would say if I was one big artist, it would definitely be Tyke, because since the day I first heard Infected Headphones back in like 2012, that was one of the tracks that kind of changed the game for me. It was the first time I heard Jump Up, but in a really sort of creative and different style, and that's kind of what inspired me to start making it, actually. The best tune I've made to date, I would say it's probably Tokyo Drift. It's forthcoming on my Paralysis EP in September. The reason I say it's my best is because it's a vibe that I set out to kind of capture from the moment I started making it, and I was really proud of myself when I actually managed to get the mix right and get the flow on it right with the drums and the percussion. And then obviously since the label sent it out to the artist, I've heard Andy C play it, Noisia played it, Kings of the Rollers, Randall, Fabio and Groove Rider, and it's gone down so well. I'm so surprised how well it's gone down, actually, and it's definitely moved my career as an artist forward massively. So yeah, definitely proud of that one. It's really fun to kind of try and challenge your production skills, because we'll be working on all sorts of kind of projects. Like recently I did the music for like a vintage murder mystery film, and then I was doing like the soundtrack for documentaries on mental health and suicide, and loads of other like little short films and stuff, and it's so much fun. It's nice to kind of break up the drum and bass with composing actual atmospheric ambient soundtracks. It's hard to name one. I think if there's one thing I couldn't live without, it would be my ears. I think like they're the most important thing, because without them I can't hear the music, I can't make the music. Whereas without my computer, I can still make the music another way. Or if without the software that I use, which is Logic, I can still make the music another way. And then without my keyboard, I could make the music a different way. So there's always ways around hardware. Although if I did have to pick one piece of software or hardware that I'd be lost without, it would probably be Logic, because that's my go-to DAW. I would say one artist that definitely deserves a bit more recognition would be Version, personally, because of his production quality. I think especially his mix downs, his snare drums in particular, and the way he kind of creates this unrelenting flow in every single one of his tunes, whether it's a remix or an original track. It's just I haven't heard of any other artist that can kind of match that. And he's been producing solid music for way longer than I have. Yet You don't really see him on big lineups or on bigger labels these days, and I think he's massively underrated production-wise. Maybe too many people behind the booth. That's the only thing. Like, I enjoy it so much that, especially, you can kind of look past really minor things. Like if a deck's not working, you can always kind of work around that. Or even if there are too many people behind the DJ booth, you can still work around it until someone unplugs a CDJ by accident. I would say in the music game in general, it's people that are pirating music and downloading it illegally, sharing music that they're not meant to have. Is quite disrespectful to the artists, I find. There's been a lot of that going around lately. And yeah, it's quite sad to see. But I don't know, the scene will come back stronger, I find. Yeah. You can work around that as well, because there's always more money in gigs than there is releases these days. Well, you've got my Paralysis E forthcoming on Young Guns Recordings. That'll be out at the end of September. Can't give a release date just yet, but the previews and audio will be going up on the Young Guns SoundCloud very soon. I've got a remix forthcoming on Lifestyle Music and a remix forthcoming on Pick and Mix Music, so look out for those. Catch me at the next Drop Out party. It'll be their first birthday on the 14th of September back at the Two Tribes venue.